and a half years. He's not going to defend his record. He's going to try to attack.
Speaking of defending Trump's record, one issue that I'm certain will come up is the question of January 6th. You were there that day. You helped Capitol Police secure the Capitol as it was being attacked by rioters. Yep. You've spoken very openly about how you think that kind of violence should be denounced. Donald Trump has not done that. How would you like to see him handle that subject?
Well, it was a very, very ugly day here. I'm in the Capitol right now. There's nothing in between. It was an ugly day. It certainly should be denounced. It was 4 hours, not to minimize it, because it was our nation's capital. And I will tell you this: I saw people's eyes that were there to do two things: create mayhem, create violence, and create all kinds of anarchy and chaos and violence, and they did. Most of those people, by the way, in my view, because they were carrying oxygen tanks and all kinds of other equipment, I don't believe we're even at the rally. So the idea of trying to pin it on President Trump's words, I think falls way short. So I do think the president would address it for what it was, for what the American people saw, and denounce it. And he's talked about pardoning those folks that you were talking about being violent and that hurt a lot of Capitol Police officers and other people as well. Right. Well, no, not violent, not people who would hurt police officers. Those who who got caught up in the riot, if you will.
He's called them political prisoners, sir.
Well, no, I'm talking about the trespassers. There are some that have been.
You've heard Donald Trump differentiate between those folks? Because I have not.
Too strongly prosecuted. Okay, and we have weak prosecution on most violent crimes in my cities of Philadelphia.
You've heard Donald Trump differentiate between the folks that were there on January 6th on the Capitol, the ones that you're describing as just getting caught up in the riot, and violent rioters?
I've had private conversations with him, so certainly I have, and of course they should. Okay, if somebody's beating a police officer, and some did, okay, they're far cry different from those who basically wandered in to the Capitol, and they were wrong. But they should receive no more of a penalty than anybody else who would be.
I'm not sure there were a whole lot of folks just randomly wandering into the halls of Congress. It certainly didn't look like that from where I was standing.
Boris,
2 blocks
I was
away.
there. I saw it.
Sir, respectfully, I have to disagree with your characterization, but I do appreciate your time, Congressman.
I'm not minimizing anything, because it was a bad day.
Well, you're saying that these folks deserve to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The former president, is talking about pardoning the same people that attacked you and your colleagues.
Right. And you want to know what? Joe Biden dismissed. And
what does this have to do with Joe Biden? Let's talk about Donald Trump.
I'm going to explain.
Talking about pardoning people that you try to defend other folks against.
Chestnut Avenue and many cities, including here in Washington, D.C., were destroyed during the riots. People's livelihoods were destroyed. Kamala Harris helped pay the bail to get those violent folks out. So those who were here on January 6th...
And that in no way, shape, or form answers the question about Donald Trump talking about
more severely than someone who destroys
pardoning
private
the very people that you described as violent, and the very ugly day, as you described it, that you experienced at the Capitol, trying to help police officers. Congressman Dan Muser, let's pick up the conversation another time. Nobody wants violent criminals, and nobody wants people rioting at the Capitol, least of all someone like you that was defending it. Thank you very much, Congressman.
Or on the streets of Philadelphia.
Still ahead.